So, E90 had some issues. Got her solved up though. Wasn't too big of a deal. For most though, it probably would have been. So we're gonna show you what I had to do to fix the misfire the E90 especially got all by itself. So as you guys already know, E90's misfiring the other day. I put new coil, it wasn't, I put new coil packs and new spark plugs in it. It wasn't misfiring at first. Took it out to drive it and it was acting all kinds of stupid. All kinds of stupid. It didn't want to rev over 4 grand. We did the 0 to 60 video on it. It wouldn't even get to 40 miles an hour. It was all misfiring. It only had misfire codes for cylinders, the last 3 cylinders, 4, 5, and 6. Never a code for 1 through 3, which is pretty bizarre, really, if you think about it. You know, at that point, you start thinking catalytic converter stopped up on the rear 3 cylinders. Their oxygen sensor issue. Is there a mass airflow issue? Is the Van Note solenoids? Well, I swapped the Van Note solenoids. I drove it with these in before, and there was no issue. So I was pretty sure that was not the problem. I did reset adaptions before I put the coil packs in, trying to fix the rough idle problem. It's a little bit rough then. I think that actually was the coil packs. The spark plugs in it look rough. They're misfiring all weird. So I got some OEM NGKs to put in it, OEM Bosch coil packs to put in it, and it was worse. So last night we got in this thing, drove around the block, tried to figure out what's going on with it, right? It just, you could barely even drive it. And what it would do, you would lay into the gas a little bit and start misfiring. You'd have to either stop and turn it off, or we had the little scanner with us and reset it before it come out of it. It would continue to misfire. It would not come out of it until you, like I said, turn it off or reset it. So we got the old laptop out with this on it, and I scanned it, and there again, only misfire cylinder 4, 5, and 6. So I went into the service function operation here. I click on powertrain, and then let me see here, went to engine electronics, and then I went ahead and deleted adaptions, and I'll go into it here just so you can see. And deleted the engine adaptation values. I did not do the adaptions and equipment variations. Deleted all that, came down here and went to learning electronic limit position, relearned that, did all that, and it fixed it. But in true BMW fashion, it caused another issue. The ABS and 4-wheel drive light was like stuck on. And it said lost communication with the DSC limp mode. Limp mode was on. Check engine light, we kept driving it just a little bit further. Check engine light popped on, half power, and all that crap. So, laptop is still hooked up to it. Reset it. When it reset, came right back to it. And we reset it twice, it just kept coming back on. Turned the car off, started back up, and all that. Well, the issue was, it wouldn't reset. And from doing stuff like this with Dean before, I remembered we had the issue, I can't remember what car is even on that damn X3. That's exactly the car it was on. When we flashed that X3 to the no emissions flash, it wouldn't do it. It wouldn't take it. And finally, we just let it set, gave up on it, come back the next morning, and it was good. Everything was great. So I went ahead and pulled back up here. We unplugged the ICOM and turned the car off, unplugged the ICOM, and let it set. Let it set till the park light went out on the shifter. And then came back in here, plugged everything back up, and I thought it was hilarious. Dean didn't think it was very funny, but all the modules showed red, so I took a picture of it and sent it to him and asked him if this was a problem. You know, yanking his chain a little bit. And, you know, he's like, what in the hell did you do? Anyway, long story short, after we went to sleep mode, it cleared everything out and everything was good. What a freaking pain in the ass. Could you have fixed that with a snap-on scanner? I think you could have fixed that with a snap-on scanner. But you're pushing your limits of that, not having ISTA doing that. Any other little thing would have been wrong. you would have had to have the laptop in this thing. 100% would have had to have it. This is the E90. This is the simplest car they make. Obviously, it still has iDrive. It's not the absolute simplest, but it's one of the most simple BMWs you could get in this series, in this year range. And we still had to have the laptop to do it. And, you know, we had issues in the past when we flashed this car being all-wheel drive. If we flash anything different to it, change anything, we'd have to, a lot of times, reflash the all-wheel drive system. And, you know, it's just one of those deals. Your average person, your average shop is never going to figure that out. Maybe, probably not. If you take it to a tire place, a lot of you guys take your cars to like your local shop that's not a BMW shop, they would never figure that out. They would have replaced everything trying to figure that out. And we replaced the spark plugs, like I said in the last video. Not that I thought that's what it really was because of the nature of it, but they look so terrible. We'll go ahead and replace them anyway. And the coil packs did need to be replaced. Those are Chinese ones that were in it. They were freaking garbage. So right now everything is good. Looks black on the screen, probably looks black to you. I'm gonna put the cover back on it. It's sitting right there. Snap that back on it, and this thing's good. Now, when I call 100% fixed, no, we didn't. We drove it about 15 minutes last night. Gave it the beans, everything, run through the gears fine. But we are gonna do is put some more miles on it. But I think we're pretty much good. Then at that point in time, I think I need to put some CV axles on the front of this car. We have ceramic brakes for it, brake pads for it. For all four, because it's turning the wheels off of black, awful quick, and the brake pads stink that are on it. Excuse me. Then we have a decision to make. Decision with this car. What are we going to do with this car? We're going to keep this thing, or we're going to sell it, or what? It's a really nice car, but what should I do? If I'm going to keep it, we need to do some stuff to it. We need some different headlights to start with. I always want to do different wheels on it, and probably a different, at least front, if not rear bumper too. The car is worth about, once I fix the CV axles, they're not that bad, but I don't want to sell it like that. Clean it up, the way it sits, probably 4,500. I'm not really have to look again. It could be closer to 5. It has 149 or 150,000 miles on it. Like I said, all-wheel drive. A lot of people love that kind of stuff. It runs and drives good, but I don't know. Keep it, sell it, who knows. If I sell it, I gotta replace it with something. Still looking every day. Keep coughing for some reason. Every day to replace E60 with something else, since it's gone now. But what is the question? Not really sure. Doing some looking. I don't want to spend a bunch of money. We're still trying to finish the shop up. We're gonna do the metal roof probably maybe this week. And we still need about $5 grand for insulation and HVAC. And so I don't know, am I gonna go spend 7-8 grand right now? I probably shouldn't. I could. I don't know. That's just kind of a whole situation. I'm always caught in that deal. So a lot of people's interested in this thing. I know they told me before, but everything has to be tip top on it, right? And it is pretty decent. The color blue it is real rare. Black interior with aluminum trim. It's kind of a rare option, and iDrive in an E90. But I guess that's it for today's video, guys. That was a misfire fix for the E90. Hope you liked the video. Stay tuned. We'll be back with another video very soon.